What up guys, it's Tops and I'm back with a new video about hidden messages and logos. I just want to say that the previous one I made about like 2-3 years ago, whenever it was a terrible video. I'm actually really embarrassed about that one. And somehow it got really popular, and I'm kind of ashamed that such a poorly made video got so popular. So I really wanted to make this one to correct all of the mistakes of the last one. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'm going to be throwing in some new logos in here as well that we could talk about. But this is the reason why I wanted to make this, was mostly to correct the wrongs of that one, because that one had a lot of messages that were most likely not true, and also I explained it in a bad way, and it was just it's just embarrassing to look back at. So let's get into this. So we're gonna stay in the same order as last time. In the previous video I said that the Apple logo had a hidden telephone reference in it, and it hasn't been proven false, but there's not that much evidence to support that it's true, other than the fact that it just looks like that. So it could have very well been unintentional. The same goes with the LG logo. Although when it is tilted to the side and the nose is lifted up, it does look like Pac-Man. This is kind of an elaborate process that was most likely unintentional. The true meaning of the LG logo, there actually is a true one, is that it makes the letters L and G, and I'll show that here. I'll just put a picture or do something to kind of point that out, that there is an L and a G in there. The nose is obviously the L, and the G is just like the head around it. So it's Pac-Man thing, I don't know, it could have been, they could have done like a double message, but at this point I pretty much doubt it. Other than that, there were some messages that were just like completely not true, that I just came up with, that I thought were true and they just weren't at all. But let's just skip those and let's move on to the ones that are definitely true. I'll be including all of the old messages in this video for those of you who haven't seen the original. But if you want to skip ahead, because this is really just me going over the same logos that were in the other video, I'll put a time up on the screen right now. I mean, I can't tell you what time it's going to be right now as I'm recording this, because I haven't edited the video yet. But I'll put some text up on the screen, and you could just skip to that time if you want to skip over this past stuff and go to the new logos. But if you're new to this, if you didn't see the original, just keep watching, because this will probably all be new information for you. Alright, so let's get started. For this segment of the video, why not start with the good old Tostitos logo? If you take a close look, you'll notice that the T's in the middle are two people sharing a chip over a bowl of salsa that is the dot of the letter I. This message is really just made to show that like Tostitos are good for sharing with others. It is kind of cool like how they thought of this, because it actually was like the perfect case that there were two T's and then an I, because T's, you know, they kind of look like arms and then a head on top. And then the I, you know, just the circle is perfect for the bowl, so they really took advantage of the word by making this. Now let's go over to a famous chocolate candy, Hershey Kisses. If you look closely between the K and the I in the Hershey Kisses logo, you'll see a Hershey's Kiss is right there. It's tilted 90 degrees to the left. I'll show you, I'll put like a Hershey Kiss over it so you can see it better. And there you go. So that one is a little bit hard to see at first, but once you see it, it's like you can never really unsee it. But yeah, so that's that one. Since we're on the topic of unhealthy sweets and junk food and whatever already, why not take a look at another logo related to that? If you look at only the pink text in the Baskin-Robbins logo, it says 31 to represent the original 31 flavors of Baskin-Robbins ice cream. And no, the blue portions of Baskin-Robbins do not spell out 12. That's just something purely coincidental. I know a lot of people think that the BR, the blue portion of that, looks like 12, and it does look like 12, but that has no meaning at all. Yeah, so let's just move on with that. So now we're done with like the food portions of this, any logos related to food. So let's go on to FedEx. This one is pretty easy. If you take a quick glance at the logo, you can see that there is an arrow between the E and the X, and that's to represent transportation. This is one of the more obvious ones. It's something that like you can notice at first. At first, you may think that like it's just coincidental, but yeah, they actually did plan this, and it's kind of a cool one, even though it is a little bit more like obvious. While we're on the subject of moving though, why not look at the logo of Le Tour de France? if you look at the last 3 letters in Tor, you could see that they make up a bicyclist, with the dot next to the R being the head, the R being the body, the U being the seat, and the O and the sun in the background being the wheels of the bicycle. So yeah, that one took me kind of a while. I was just thinking about that one. Yeah, that one's definitely one of the harder ones to like explain, but you could probably see that relatively easily. It's a really cool one in my opinion. They just, threw in that little thing in there, even though, you do really see it easily, but, it's just one of those cool things that they could add to it. Something that really creative people take into account when designing these logos. Now, to end off this segment of logos that I already covered in the previous video, let's go to the Amazon logo. This is my personal favorite out of all of the hidden messages. A lot of people think it is a smiley face, but that's actually not the main message. It could have been a secondary message, but the primary message here is that the arrow is going from A to Z, because you could get anything from A to Z on Amazon. So that was a really clever one that they put there. They really took advantage of the fact that both the letters A and Z are in the word Amazon, and the A comes before the Z, so they could put the arrow going from A to Z. Just something really clever that someone must have thought up of who was designing that logo. So alright guys, that was it for the logos that I covered in the last video. From now on, these are all going to be new logos. So yeah, I guess I've already corrected my mistakes from before. And here's just some new ones to throw in too, because I wanted to cover a little bit more content in this video as well. So the barcode logo has a barcode as the glass. You could see that right there. I'll put an image on the screen. The G in the Goodwill logo is also a face. So yeah, this one, the last one I didn't really explain that well because, it was one of the more obvious ones. But this one, if you look closely, Goodwill has like the G for Goodwill, and then it also has like a little face there, and the G and the face are actually the same exact image. If you look at it, it's just like they both look like it's a face that looks like a G, or a G that looks like a face. It's the same thing. So that's kind of interesting, like how they have that it's just something like that you have to kind of look for, and once you see it, you realize like, oh, so that's what it is. So yeah. Now this one is actually a really cool one, this next one. The Toyota logo contains every letter of Toyota. Now I'm going to put an image on the screen that shows the logo 6 times. Each time a different letter is highlighted. But yeah, Toyota's logo actually contains each letter of the word in it, which is a really cool hidden message that they put in there. You have to really think about it to match it up with all the letters. And yeah, this one is actually one of my favorites. Just because I think it's pretty creative how they created a logo like that. So now this next one is Yoga Australia's logo. Has the country/continent Australia hidden in it. Yeah, because Australia, for those of you who don't know, is both a country and a continent. There's only one country in the continent of Australia. That is Australia. So yeah, that is hidden. As you can probably see, I'll highlight it probably. So there you go. Now this next one is the Nintendo GameCube logo. Is the letter G, how like the GameCube like unravels and it shows like the box that looks, it's like a cube. That cube, like the parts that are like highlighted on are like a G for GameCube. So that one, yeah, that one again is probably one of the more obvious ones. Since I covered quite a few in the last video, there weren't too many like really secret ones to do for this video, like to cover as new ones, but some of these I still thought were pretty clever, so I thought I might as well put them in here. Now for the next one. This one is another Nintendo one, Super Mario Galaxy. Now this one is not confirmed true, and it could be true, it could be intentional, but there's also a chance that it might not be intentional just because of like what it is. So certain letters in the Super Mario Galaxy logo are marked with stars. Like some of them have like little stars that are like glowing on them, and the letters that they are U, R, M, R, G, A, Y, which spells out you are Mr. Gay. And gay in this case means happy, like the original meaning of the word, not the newer version of the word, because Nintendo wouldn't be telling their fans that, because that's just not something the company would ever do. But yeah, you are Mr. Gay, meaning that you are happy because you're playing this game. So that one, even if it is unintentional, it's still kind of cool that it works out that way. I honestly think that this one might be intentional, because it would kind of make sense, like you're happy because you just got this game and you're playing it. So yeah, that's it for that one. And now we have one last hidden message here. The lamp in the Pixar logo. That lamp, which people who have been following Pixar for a long time will probably know this, but those of you who haven't, that lamp was actually from the first Pixar animation all the way back in 1986, actually. It was from a short film that was about like 2 minutes long, maybe. It was with like 2 lamps and like a bouncy ball, and that bouncy ball is also in a lot of Pixar movies too. So it's kind of cool they hide that in there as a tribute to like one of their first, like actually one of their first, their very first animation, like that they released publicly, the short animated film about the lamps. And that animated film, even though it was only like 2 minutes long, that was a major step, because that's what led to the creation of fully length animated movies. So it's kind of cool they keep the lamp there as just like a reference to that huge success of the 2-minute movie that they had. So yeah, guys, I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you liked this video more than the previous one. I really tried to correct all of the mistakes I made in that one and just make it overall better. That one wasn't really as organized as it could have been. I mean, this one isn't really organized in a particular manner either, but I tried to edit it better, and I just wanted to make it, you know, I don't know, just better in general. Also because my voice back then was horrendous. Yeah, I still had the voice of like a young child back then. It took me a while for my voice to change, guys. But here I am. It finally did. So that's something to be happy about. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really helps out. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you want to stay connected with me, you can also follow me on Twitter via the link in the description, or add me on Xbox, PSN, or Wii U. I have all my account names listed below there as well. Oh, Skype too. I forgot. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Skype too. I now have a Skype account, and that will be listed in the description too. So yeah, feel free to add me on any of those if you want to contact me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys once again for all the support. This is Tops, and I'm out.